name is Lucas and welcome back to my channel of recipes of a self-made chef. Now today I'm going to be showing you fried tacos. I'm going to show you two ways to do it. One's going to be kind of like a fried walking taco, and then the other is going to be just a fried taco. Now for this recipe you are going to need some pizza dough. Now you can either go out and buy the little packets that you just add water to. They have some at Walmart, Hy-Vee, you know, it's like 50 cents or something like that for a little packet. Or you can make your own, which is what I prefer. And I will leave a link in the description to my recipe and video on how to do that. And then you're going to need, of course, you're going to need some hamburger, 1 pound. Then of course your toppings, lettuce, tomato, onions, jalapenos, cheese, sour cream, whatever you want. But let's get into the recipe now, shall we? Okay, so here's the basics of what you're going to need. You're going to need your pizza dough, you're going to need your hamburger, and you're going to need some taco seasoning. And I'm going to flash the recipe for the taco seasoning up in front of you, and I'm going to try to remember to put it in the description below as well. But what I do is I take all the seasonings I need, which I just flashed, and then you just put it into a jar or container and shake the piss out of it, and then put it aside. Now you got your hamburger, and then your pizza dough. So first we need to get a fryer going, or a skillet with hot grease in it, at 350 degrees. Make sure you get it nice and hot. I wouldn't go no higher than 400 degrees for this. So go ahead and get that going. Got your seasoning ready. You got your dough made. And then you got your hamburger thawed or bought or whatever. I buy lots of hamburger at a time and freeze it down in 1 pound increments. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, first you're going to take, while you got your fryer going, take your hamburger that you got. You're going to have to cook it down and drain the grease off of it. And then we're going to add in our taco seasoning. If you use the one that I use, or that I make, you're going to need a half a cup of water. Well, sorry, 3/4 of a cup of water. And your seasoning mix here. To be honest, I eyeball the water. It's between half a cup and 3/4 cup. But you're just going to need enough to dilute this and to soak it onto this and to cook it down. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do that on camera, so let's do it magically, shall we? Ta-da! That's what you get. You get 1 pound of hamburger, cooked down, seasoned deliciously. I'm going to try not to eat it all beforehand. Okay. So now we got the taco meat cooked. Let's set that aside. Now we need to get our dough rolled out. Let's get this on the table. Now the recipe that I gave you guys, or I should say in the description below, I should say, that's in that. You're only going to need about half of that for a family of 4. These make pretty big tacos. And really, unless you're really super hungry, you're probably not going to need any sides like rice or refried beans, because I make some big ass tacos. But yes, we're using pizza dough. So take your pizza dough, okay, get a nice little ball form. Now this is enough. This is the one recipe that I showed you. This is enough for 2 pizzas. So we're going to have to cut this in half, and then we're going to roll it out. Now I'm not going to go through all that with you, but you're going to want to roll it nice and thin, because when you do fry it, it is going to puff up on you. So let's cut to that, shall we? Okay, so now you see here that we got the pizza all rolled out. It's nice and a little thin, you know, maybe 1/8 of an inch thick, if not a little thinner. You don't want to go too thin to where you start getting holes and so you can see through it, but you do want it thin. So now we're going to cut this up. Try, if you're making shells out of it like we are here, no, this is great for a pizza, you're going to have to trim it up a little bit. So in order to do that, just cut it in half, and then you're going to cut it in half again for a family. Trim off the edges here. Try to get it somewhat square shaped. See, just like that, and that's going to be your shell, and that's what we're going to fry. Now this one side here, I'm going to show you the walking taco side. But for this part of it, we're just going to fry this shell. Now, now I'm going to warn you, when you fry this shell down, Don't fry it too far, because if you cook it too far, when you fold it, it's going to break. And you don't want a broken taco unless you're trying to make, I don't know, Mexican lasagna or something out of it. But you're going to fry it just so it starts to get golden brown. On one side, you're going to flip it, and then you're fry it again until it starts to get golden brown. Then you're going to pull it. Get it on some paper or some paper towels or something. Get that grease off it and let it sit. Like I said, don't fry it too far. It will break. Alright, so now let's get over to the fryer, shall we? Okay, folks, here we go. I got my fryer going. I got it set on my stovetop because I have a ventilation duct up ahead, or up above. And I normally run that while I'm doing this, that way I can get that fryer smell out of the kitchen. Because, I mean, I myself don't like the fried food smell. It tends to linger, but I can't turn it on because I'm recording. So, alright. Make sure you get your paper towel and stuff up ahead of time because apparently I forgot to do that. The best of us make mistakes too. So make sure you get that all nice and ready. Shows you how prepared I am. Now just take your pizza dough here. Now you're going to need a set of tongs, of course. And just going to gently lay it in the fryer grease. See? Alright. Now I'm going to show you the real-time cooking on this. Because I don't want you guys to overcook it. I'm doing this at 350 degrees. Now see how it's starting to rise? And we're going to let that go just till it starts to get lightly golden brown. And then we're going to flip it. See how it's bubbling? See the big bubbles? That's good. Like I said, when you're cooking with air in your dough, it's going to bubble up like that. And when you do the calzone, you're not going to want as much of that air out as you can possibly get. So it's going to starting to slowly stiffen up. If you cook it too far, it's just going to break on you when you try to fold your taco, and that's just going to do nothing but piss you off because I know it does me. But we're already starting to get there. It should only take about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Just want to start to get golden brown on one side, then you're going to flip it over and get it golden brown on the other. Bam. Just lightly golden brown too. I mean, it may not even look done to you. Almost there, folks. But yeah, I discovered this at a restaurant here in town. I was wondering how they did it, and I actually asked the owner's wife, and she actually told me. Now I have not been back for a taco since because I love their shells, but their taco meat sucked. Oh, right there. See, now see that? Now that, where it starts to get like little golden brown spots over it. Perfect. Now we just got to get this other side fried up. Then we'll get it out. And then we'll get the calzone one in. Well, walking taco one in. I call it a calzone because that's basically what it is. Just before it does starts to get done. Now the other side is going to cook a little faster because it's already been in the grease. This is why you want to get the fryer done or hot ahead of time. Bam. Now you see that? Just barely getting done. Almost there. Probably another 20 seconds. And then we're going to pull it. Get it onto the paper towel. Get that all nice and ready. So we do not want to overcook this thing. Alright. See how it's just barely... It's still white still. But you're getting these little golden brown spots. Bam. Pull it. Get it on your towel. Flip it. Kind of pat it down a little bit. If you got another paper towel, go ahead and put one on top. And try to get that grease off as best you can because nobody likes a greasy taco because it's already going to be greased because of the meat. Okay, now that we cut back to this half a piece here, now that we got those shells fried up, let's go ahead and trim this up. Now to make the walking taco, just take some of your meat, place it right in the middle. Okay? And you're going to kind of elongate that meat out a little bit. I'm just going to kind of show you this to you real quick. Now you're going to fold it in on itself. Oh, sorry, I did that the wrong way. Okay, now fold it in on itself. Alright, and press it down. You're almost like you're making a calzone. Okay? Try to squeeze out as much air as you can up against the meat. You don't push the meat so close together that it is poking through. You don't want it to poke through. And we're just going to kind of trim that up a little bit. Leave a rib though. See how I'm leaving that rib there? Kind of like it looks like it's a calzone, right? Alright. Now you want to make sure that's perfectly good and sealed, otherwise your meat's going to escape out the dough. You want to make sure you get as much air out there as you can, because air is your enemy when you're frying. Otherwise you're going to pop and it's going to blow a hole in the damn thing. All right. Now let's get Now let's get this over to the fryer. All right, now for the walking taco one, we are going to use, oh, you know what? I was going to try to use a basket for this. Oh, you know what? Let's use a basket. All right, we got our fryer basket in here. Go ahead and get that into the grease. I'm going to slowly just put this in there. See how I'm kind of hovering it for a second? You want that to slowly cook on the bottom, otherwise it's going to stick to the basket. And then just let it go. Bam. Now once again, this one now, you don't have to worry about it overcooking it unless you burn it. Because it's going to be the walking taco portion, and you're not going to be folding it. You're going to be cutting it open and stuffing it. Now I had some friends of mine request this video. There's one I actually had planned on doing anyhow, but I had to put my cooking channel on hiatus just because I've been doing some remodeling, been busy, I'm trying to get back. I started 2 other channels. I got a gaming, I've had a gaming channel, which is my main channel, and then I started a firearms channel, which there will be links to that in the description below if you're interested in either one of those 2 channels. But with all that going on and everything, I had to put this channel on hiatus. But I'm back. I can't promise you a video every week, but I will be doing videos. Probably once every 2 weeks, I would assume. A lot more than the 8-9 month stint I just went on. So, because this is one of my passions, and to be honest with you, cooking just kind of quiets the soul for me. You got your focused on something like this, making something delicious that takes possibly forever to cook, and you destroy it in like, 5-10 minutes of eating. I eat fast, so probably about a minute and a half. But it was all worth it. Okay, now see, you hear that? That's the dough hard on the outside. That's exactly what you want. That's as far as I ever take it. Once that dough's hard, you flip it. These are absolutely delicious. I have not eaten tacos any other way. If I'm feeling lazy, I might go out to the store and get those Doritos, Old El Paso shells that stand up. Because those aren't too bad. But this, 9 times out of 10, this is what I'm doing. I'm either making one of these or one of the regular tacos. My son likes both. Alright, hear that? Alright, it's hard. Get that out of there. Now be careful with squeezing it because there is still some air in there because you ain't going to get it all out. Put that on your paper. Get that resting. Now we don't need the fryer anymore, so let's go ahead and shut that off for safety's sake. Always when you're done with your fryer, turn it off right away. That way there's no fires. Alright. Now let's get to building the taco. Okay everybody, so we have our fried taco here. And we got our taco shell. See how you can bend it and it doesn't break? That's exactly what you're wanting. Now, you just take your taco meat and your filling. I myself like to squirt some sour cream on there because I get it in the little packages that like squeeze bottle. And squirt some on there, put your meat on, put your cheese and everything on. Okay. Get that all nice and good like. Ooh, yeah, that looks good. Yeah. And then put all your toppings on it. You gotta double hand it because I make them usually bigger than this, but this would be good for a family of 4. 1 taco is all you're gonna need per person, especially kids. And then you put your lettuce, cheese, tomato, onions on it, bam, and you're done. Now with this one, ooh, it's still hot. This is the walking taco one I was talking about. Now you just take a knife and insert it, cut into it, just like that. Now you pop it open, see? There you go. Now you just take your sour cream, lettuce, tomato, cheese, onions, whatever else, stuff it right in there, close it back up, and get to eating because you're done. Okay everybody, well there you have it. Those are my fried tacos. So you got your walking taco that you just stuffed, and then you got your regular fried taco shell. And just stuff it. Go to town because it's time to eat. So thank you for joining me. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. It really helps me get my channel out there. I would appreciate it. More than you can imagine. But as always, show me some love, show me some hate, but show me something. Other way I'll see you on the flip side. Peace out and happy cooking, people. Because that smells delicious.